And welcome to Small Business Today Magazine talk show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network. We're a little slow on the intake, but you'll get it. I'm Steve Levine. I'm executive publisher of Small Business Today Magazine.
I'm Barbara Davidson, associate publisher, creative director, and head writer for Small Business Today Magazine.
And all those things. And
editor and more.
Are you done?
Stuff.
Are you finished?
More stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
And together we do a terrific magazine with a great staff, and our radio show works in tandem with the magazine. If you're not familiar with the publication, Small Business Today Magazine, mission is to educate, motivate, inspire, and empower an aspiring entrepreneur or small business owner achieve their dreams of big business success. We do that through the use of a cover story as its centerpiece about a local entrepreneur who's built a successful business practice without the aid of being a franchisee or licensee, that has proven that not only their success and their focus and passion,
and giving back to the community,
and give back to the community, which is a major component. Those who give back normally are more successful. There is a direct component. When members of our Publishers Advisory Board nominate cover honorees, that nominee has to demonstrate their generosity. It's easy for a big corporation to write a $10,000 or $20,000 check, but for small business, even writing just a $20 or $50 check might be a big thing. So when they give of their time they give of their skills and their resources, it's a big contribution. So, and again, there is a relationship between one's success and their generosity, and all of these people on the cover serve as role models for this and future generations of entrepreneurs.
Anywhere.
So you're nominated by and then voted on by a Publishers Advisory Board, which has many notable people here. One I'm not supposed to introduce because he's not talking.
Oh, wait. Well, the mayor of Houston is one of them.
That's one of them. That's right. Anise Parker.
But then we have the legendary legend of Houston Legends books.
Did you use that word enough, Barbara? Legendary legend of Houston Legend book. Mr. Hank Moore just happens to be in the audience today.
What's the title of that book, Hank?
Houston Legends.
Houston Legends, right?
That's right. You can use a word a lot in a sentence. That's it. The rest of the editorial is provided by a contributing writers, and Barbara edits those. Boy, is she tough. Any mention of self-promotion, it's out. Infomercial, it's out. We have over 30.
And Hank's a contributing writer,
That's
too.
right, Hank Moore. There's over 38 writers who contribute to the magazine. We only have space for 20 to 25.
Over 45.
Over 45 now, I guess so. And I have at least 20 or 30 you don't even see.
I know.
They usually ask me, would you like to interview this person? They have a new product, a new No. We want an ad, buy an ad. You can get a copy of SBT Magazine
at smallbusinessmagazine.com
or sbtmagazine.net. It's $69 a year. The digital is still complimentary.
Still complimentary.
So right now, but we're about to change that as we change up our website to be more user-friendly and more of an advantage.
And talk about the cover story.
Which one?
The cover story. About every cover story ends in what?
That's right. Every cover.
Starting with Hank. Starting with Hank. We started with the best words of advice.
In May of 2012, we started takeaway notes or best practices, best words of advice by the cover honoree. If you had taken them out for a steak and lobster dinner and asked them for their advice, this is what they give you. Right there. Hold it up, Barbara, a little higher.
Hold it up. There you go. And what that is their best practices. So if you don't have time to read the entire article about the individual, how they got started or any of that, just go to the end of every archive of every cover story and look at their do's and don'ts of business and start making a compilation of them. I call it your Bible of business. And if you see duplicates and everybody's repetitively in other cover honorees' do's and don'ts, then you want to put a star there and make that definitely something you should be doing.
That's right, but you get a lot of unique things too, different perspectives from different people. But again, the radio show works in tandem with the magazine. We'd like to introduce you to people you need to know as an aspiring entrepreneur, small business owner, heck, any size business owner that needs to know about technology, about different charities, about business relationships. You name them, we have them on the show, and we're very proud of our
even business etiquette.
Our cast of characters that we've had here.
You're the biggest character.
And we have I'm about to say our guest today,
Michael Contello.
Michael Contello, good friend.
That's right.
There for us during the flood, big time.
He definitely came and helped you.
Our hero, that's right.
Saw you in your hospital gown.
Well, he just dropped things off. He didn't come up and check out my rear end, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. He kept complaining, I don't have any underwear.
But Michael's with Cloud Space USA. Thank you, Barbara. Cloud Space USA and .com. And he's a guest
Marketing,
today.
Business development and support service, Cloud Space USA.
Tell us a little about Michael.
Mike's been in marketing, sales service for over 40 plus years. He was born into the entrepreneur parents' business telephone communications. It was a 365 answering service. I guess that was the name of the company in 1966. And the Houston Chronicle, his mother invented and coined 24/7, 365, 24 hours a day, right?
Yep.
And then it was, so he was, and also a plumbing and service business and working night shift during high school, refining professional communication skills with businesses from A to Z. And his passion was always marketing. He received a BBA in marketing and continued in college, part-time and weekend at answering service, and gained valuable sales skills in family wholesale nursery plant business. Started in 1978. Selling over 100,000 plants and baskets. That's a whole lot. Did you do that all in 1 week too? Anyway, delivery seasonal flowering plants grown by master grower who was his great uncle to retailers in the Houston market. And his economy challenges of 2008, transportation was open to Mike out of necessity, initially in service and then marketing sales. And currently Mike is marketing coordinator, business development director, and support administrator for a company of Cloud Space USA, who helps small to mid-sized businesses with full-service IT services, now affordable and available. The cloud-based computer network IT solution that helps companies focus on serving their clients and growing their businesses while saving resources.
This show's entitled, If You're a Little Cloudy About the Cloud.
Right. If your heads are in the clouds,
or
you
either
want your
one,
business
you're
in the
right
clouds
place.
too.
And we have a lunch and learn for you next Tuesday that the founder of Cloud Space USA, David Levin, no E on the end.
I know, but I know David since
but
he's
that'll
a
be
little
at the
boy.
Wyndham Hotel. There you go. The Wyndham Hotel Energy Corridor next Tuesday at 11 a.m. goes 11 to 1. And for $15, you get a phenomenal speaker, great topic, and an incredible buffet. So just want to put that in your calendar.
$15, you can't beat that with
Next Tuesday, the 22nd, at the Wyndham Hotel Energy Corridor, I-10, Highway 6. Well, welcome, Michael.
Well, thank you, Steve. This is my first radio interview, so.
It's also video.
Yeah.
And video, okay.
But you were here. Thanks to Ron Coleman, MovieWhip.com. And you brought a guest. Why don't you introduce him?
Today we have Gordon White. He's our IT expert, has over 20 plus years in IT services, primarily to small to mid-sized businesses, and he is the go-to man dealing with the IT support and solving problems and creating solutions for small to mid-sized businesses.
I don't mind telling you, I'm a little cloudy about what the cloud is, and I asked...
He's cloudy about IT, period.
Well, I hit my head as a concussion.
Yeah. That was pre-IT.
Anyway,
pre-flood, you had that problem.
But Gordon said, do you do banking online? I said, yeah, I check my balance and do other things. He says, that's a cloud. How do I recognize as a cloud? I thought I just go to the bank website.
It's a virtual is basically what, isn't that correct?
Give us the proper explanation, Gordon.
Explanation here.
Well, the cloud, I mean, the name recently changed not too long ago. It was Internet Computing, right? So the name of the Internet has changed several times from the World Wide Web to the net to the Internet. Now we call it the cloud. So if you have a website, you're operating in the cloud. So the cloud can be defined as computing power in the Internet.
I remember launching a real estate website in the days of Prodigy, AOL.
That's the dinosaurs were walking in, right?
Internet in a box. Let me go way back to for a while, early 1990s. And nobody knew what it was, and getting rejection at the National Association of Realtors Convention that the Internet was going to annihilate the multiple listing service. Well, everybody's got their own numbers. It couldn't. So they said they'll never use it. Most of the realtors at NAR convention in Anaheim said, we'll never use the Internet because our buyers and sellers don't have computers. Well, you just hide and watch what happened. But I remember starting early on that the Internet was originally designed, we talked about this before the show, that really designed to share information post World War II that worried about atom bomb going off, all the libraries, information, government, etc., will be destroyed. So if they shared it via some international network, hence internet, and it was mainly just data. And then the World Wide Web allowed for graphics and much more information, and that's where companies started to build websites. But originally it was just data to be shared. So the cloud is the next generation?
It's the next generation, or it's the new name for AOL, a website, your bank site, where you back your data up. The cloud has a lot of facets to it. So you can't just say, well, that's cloud. So the cloud has a lot of implementations and a lot of uses.
Are there people like me who don't understand that and then now getting it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. See, I told you I wasn't the only one, Barbara. Anyway, but Michael, tell us a little about how you got involved with Cloud Space USA.
Well, I've known the founder, David Levin, since college days when he had gotten a degree working with bands and electronics, went back and got his second degree at U of H in finance, went to work for Anderson Consulting, and worked with them with mid to large size corporations in North America, and saw the niche for small business IT solutions was a big opportunity, and that's what he's been doing for about 20 years now, providing IT solutions for small to mid-sized businesses.
Barbara, how long have you known David?
Since he was in, let's see, if I knew Johnny, who's the oldest, his brother, I knew Johnny from New Orleans. Well, he was still in New Orleans, so when they came to Houston, Johnny had to be in, I guess, about 10th grade.
Serious?
So David had to be in junior high.
Yeah, and they lived in New Orleans because their father worked for Gulf Oil.
Right. And then it was after I met Johnny, which was at Centenary College for leadership. CLTC was a Jewish youth group. The B'nai B'rith Youth Organization. They had a district leadership camp, and that's where I first met Johnny. And then, strangely enough, they moved to Houston. I said, "Oh, okay." And Johnny became very dear friends of my late husband, and so we would always be over at his parents, at Johnny's house with his parents, and that's how I met the brothers.
What size businesses really take the best advantage of the cloud?
Just anybody that has,
anybody with a computer?
Computers. Yeah,
right, okay.
Anybody that needs to share data, or if you can have one individual PC in the cloud, for your own protection, so that you can have it anywhere at any time.
Now, do you have to establish an account in the cloud if you want to back up information? Is that how it works?
If you want to use the cloud for a backup solution, there are plenty of options that provide that. We at CloudSpace also provide that as well. But our main bread and butter is that we provide infrastructure for companies. So when I say infrastructure, traditional IT companies, which is where we came up in the industry, is that a business, when they would go into business, they would need equipment to have their data spread out and disseminated through all of the employees. So you would do that through Word documents, Excel documents, databases, accounting systems, and that would be housed on a server. So what we do traditionally is that we would put a server in their office, we would put a switch and wires and connect their desktops, and that would be their computer,
right?
Their computer network. So now what we do is the same exact thing, but we have it in a virtual environment, which we call cloud computing.
Computers used to be ginormous, and the servers used to be ginormous. Mm-hmm. I thought I was being smart, not really, not taking advantage of the cloud. I had everything backed up on thumb drives. Of course, when my laptop went into 5 feet of flood water, so did all those thumb drives. So that was the end of that. So we had to pay somebody an ungodly amount of money to pick that waterlogged hard drive and all the information we can save from there. And the only thing it didn't save was my PowerPoint presentations and my email all my email addresses, so to start over from scratch. But I was just glad to get everything I got. So
could he have backed up all of those things, including his PowerPoint, through your services?
Well, like if you had a cloud desktop, it wouldn't be relying on whatever your physical device is that you're connecting to your virtual PC with. So, yeah, we back up our system every hour on the hour. So to answer your question is yes, it would never even affect your data.
You'd be amazed how much 5 feet of water will cover.
Yeah, he's looking at me when he says that because I'm 5 feet tall.
But it didn't quite cover her.
I know, wishful thinking.
She
huh?
waved the water subside. We all did anyway.
But how secure? If someone's concerned about security and breaches, and I mean, look, they're getting into major. Yeah, Sony and I mean all these major companies. Mm-hmm. What steps do y'all go to make it secure?
Well, when you're talking security in the small business realm, most businesses really don't put a lot of emphasis on it because it's expensive, right? So the advantage of using Cloud Space USA is that we went ahead and paid for the systems that need, without getting too technical, to monitor packets, which is how network transmits. All of your data is being backed up, it's being monitored, and we have companies to come in and to audit our system to make sure we're utilizing the latest technologies to protect your data.
Great. And I know there was another company name that was being floated around is 3CIT. Is that Third Coast?
Third Coast Information Technology. That was the original IT consulting IT services company. In the last couple of years, they started with the virtual private network, cloud-based IT all-in-one solution, and so that's the sister company.
Got it. And Barbara, you had a question?
Well, in regards to how those two tie into each other, how do y'all put the two together, the Cloud Space and the CIT?
Well, prior to Cloud Space USA company entity from just 2 years ago from its inception, 3CIT was the IT support company that they provided services under for many years, and that it's still in existence. So that company name is known in the community as well.
What do you think is the most important feature of your company, the Cloud Space USA? Or you want to take that?
Sure. One of the things that the founder and myself, we cut our teeth in IT. We started out before Windows was even available. So we focus in our attention on what can we do to make ourselves better than our competitors, right?
Good plan.
And integrity. Integrity is what we rely on. I mean, we're not going to sell a customer something that they don't need, right? We're going to research and use our expertise and use our resources to come up with the best solution and have a second opinion on that if we need to.
Well, knowing, I said the family, I know that they were always very smart. They're from the father, the mother, to the children, even the aunt Mimi that had the president's first lady or whatever. They were all very smart people and good business. So it stands to reason that anything that they would do would be something of quality and detail.
See, Barbara he's from good stock, David.
That's right.
Well, I forgot she mentioned President First Lady. Yeah, that was
Aunt Mimi.
his aunt that her and her husband started President First Lady and then sold out to Bally's many years later.
So Ace Rican, they became from American, and then they took part of the letters from American, and then he changed and took Ace Rican, and then it became President's First Lady.
Didn't know that.
We've got about a minute, but let's establish how can somebody get a hold of you and get more information on Cloud Space USA and how you can be of advantage to them?
That's very simple. They can go to the internet and just search Cloud Space USA, www.cloudspaceusa.com.
And to get a hold of you personally?
They can reach us at the office number 281-547-0959.
We'll repeat that again.
281-547-0959.
Now your home number? No, we should get that out.
Actually, my home number is in my cell phone, and I'm a native Houstonian. I have the same phone number in my phone that I had when I grew up south of Westview about 45 years ago.
Wow. That's great.
Well, we are talking with Gordon and Mike with Cloud Space
Gordon White,
USA.
Michael Contello.
That's right. And we've got to go to break, but we'll be right back with more information on the cloud and why you need to be part of it. And you're listening to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show
On the
SBT Magazine Radio Network.
CRM sucks. Everyone told you that you needed one for years, and you fought them off. But you finally relented. Guess what? Your instincts were right. After all, it's cost way more money and time than you ever expected, right? And now, you have to fight with your team to get them to use the system. It's been this way for 20 years. It's not just you. 50% of CRM implementations fail to meet expectations. And it's not getting any better. Sure, you need to manage customers and you need to manage those relationships, but what you really need is a business operating platform. You need to be able to create systems and processes and automate those systems and processes. Automation is the key. What you do is unique. The way you work with your customers is what makes you special to them. Don't change who you are. Make the technology fit what's unique and special about you. There's another important piece. Your customers expect to do business with you in so many different ways now. You've got to be able to give them exactly what they want, when they want it, instantly and automatically. Your CRM sucks because you've always needed more. First, identify the buying process that your customer goes through when they make a decision to purchase what you sell. And then marry your sales process to that buying process. Then, build the technology to fit those processes. And then finally, require your team to follow the processes and use the technology. All you've got to do is answer two basic questions. Where do your leads come from? And what do you do with them when you get them? Just make it easy for your team to do what you do and be who you are. One often overlooked opportunity is lead nurturing, just staying in touch with everyone. After all, you probably only close maybe a third of the leads that come in. But what if you just stay in touch with the 2/3 that you don't close? This is usually a no-brainer from a return on your investment point of view. Map out the unique way that you work with your customers and make the technology make that easier and faster.
And welcome back to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network. I better turn this way to that way.
Get excited, Gordon.
Boy, he is excited. He came in here kind of no. Is this really like 10 minutes or an hour? But we are with Gordon White and Mr. Michael Contello with CloudSpaceUSA.com. And by the way, they are the David Levin, the founder, is the Lunch and Learn speaker next Tuesday,
Phenomenal.
September 22nd at the Wyndham Hotel, which is Energy Corridor at I-10 and Highway 6. $15 gets you an amazing buffet and a couple $100 worth of information, all for $15.
More than that.
No, you're right. And you can just show up and be fine, or call Michael, get a hold of him, and he'll reserve the space for you.
What number should they call?
That office line, 281-0957.
There you go. So that's next Tuesday the 22nd. If you're hearing this at some later date, I'm sorry you missed it, but you can get a hold of CloudSpaceUSA.com and for all events where David's speaking or Michael's going to be, and
Gordon,
and Small Business Today Magazine as well. And we're back with Michael and Gordon, and want to know what specifically your benefits are for your clients. What separates you from everybody else?
I was going to turn it over to Gordon for that.
Okay. Well, he's going to turn it over to you. Now what do we do?
He said he's ready. He's ready.
What separates us? We're an IT company, right? We're IT guys. We're bit heads, right? We turn ones and zeros into magic, if you will. Some people refer to themselves as IT gods, right? We're not gods, right? We're just good at what we do. So So how does that benefit the customer, I think is the question. So when you get an IT person to come in and to support and sell your system to you, the last thing they want to hear is arrogance, right? They don't want to hear somebody talk over their head.
Oh, yeah.
They doesn't want to have somebody talk down to them. They
Some
want somebody
IT guys
to
are
talk
like that. Yeah, they are.
well, they are, and the question is, what differentiates us from our competitors is that we're real guys, right? We have families, we have friends, we grew up in this area. We want to be friends with our customers, right? So we treat them like friends. We ask questions how would I want to be treated if I hired somebody to come into my office and provide a solution or a service to me?
We found on this show particularly people talking about the experience of doing business with a company. It's not really the product. It's
Right.
It's how you're going to feel, what it's like. It's not somebody can put a steak down on a garbage pan, and it'd be a great
Steak.
It'd be a great steak.
But it wouldn't look too pretty.
It's how it's presented. So
Right.
it's all the service experience that people are looking for, and they want to know somebody who really understands their needs and
Right.
responds as quickly and professionally as possible. And for guys like me who are very non-IT, give it to me in layman's terms.
Right.
Give it to me just
Right.
Or maybe elementary terms.
You're telling me about banking online as a cloud. Oh, okay, I get it now. It's not really just a website, but it's where
Right.
it is. So, tell me about.
I wanted to ask a question. Do you don't mind, do you? Like,
I didn't even know you were here.
Yeah, go. Okay, go in the corner with Hank. Okay,
Hank and I can have another discussion.
you have your own discussion.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, and again, you don't have to name a name, but can you give an example of a company that's come to y'all for help, and y'all have provided services that y'all really feel proud about how you've helped them to grow?
Sure. One that I'm going to mention about, I actually went on the sales call with Gordon. We were the fourth interviewed company on a Friday, and that says a lot. And the owner of the company, a medical services firm in Houston, does business in 3 cities with over 120 employees and associates, outside associates as well. Called us on Monday and engaged us. I'm quite proud of that. It's something that speaks volumes, being the fourth interviewed company. And she had shared with us how she was the CEO of the company, could not grow it and maintain it because she was putting out IT fires until 3 p.m. every day, even though she had a full-time IT person on staff and 2 part-timers. Sometimes, as you were mentioning, IT is a very sophisticated business. It's way over my head. I come from a marketing background, so I'm non-IT. So that is one example of something that we help companies focus on, be on their IT infrastructure team, and so they can focus on their core business of serving their clients with their products and services.
Did she say she was going to get rid of some of those IT people?
Well, we go in when we're providing the cloud-based solution or the infrastructure. We don't want to put IT people out of a job.
Okay.
However, if they're not doing the job,
Right.
we can help them down the road. Over several months period went by, and that person went away, and we are providing additional IT support for her when needed, since you need day-to-day ongoing operations even when you have a virtual cloud-based network solution.
So when someone is actually, because of course we're dealing with people that are going into business, they don't have their team established yet, would it be advisable of them to contact you first to see where you can maybe eliminate paying somebody a salary?
Well, that's a great question, Barbara, and it's amazing.
I was going to ask that.
You were going to ask.
I was next, but
that is something
in there ahead of me.
that I can address. This enterprise secure, which security is priority one and the most important thing for all businesses, and going further down the road, that is the most important critical thing, security, which our platform has several security layers in it built into our virtual platform desktop, and then we add on several additional layers of enterprise grade security to prevent, if not eliminate, and we're quite proud of that security that normally major corporations can only afford. That it's cost effective and affordable for small to mid-sized businesses with zero capital on the front end to have and virtual cloud-based IT solution that is scalable from 5 desktops or a few to our core is 20 to 200 desktops with companies that have networks in place or for upgrades or brand new companies to save them some major capital on the front end. And bankers recognize that that is the way of the future. You do not have to house a network inside your office. You need additional electrical and air conditioning. We have it in a data center in downtown Houston that is backed up hourly.
This is something not a question for me, but somebody has typed in a question, and I want to ask it. What is it, Jerry?
Jay Jackson asks, does CloudSpace USA do application development or integration of existing applications into the cloud infrastructure?
Wait, can you say that over the mic? Come over here.
I heard him.
You heard it? Well, say it.
Yes, we did.
Repeat the question. Ken?
Does CloudSpace USA
do application development
or integration
of existing applications into the cloud infrastructure?
Yeah, so we do that a couple of ways.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Well, what he's asking is that do we write programs? Yes, we write programs. Can we take existing programs and convert them into a cloud solution? And the way we do that is through a product by Citrix. And basically, what we do is we publish the application to where it runs in the background on the cloud, but all you do is execute an icon on your desktop, and it looks like it's running at your local workstation.
Nice.
I hope that
I hope that answers his question. If he's got another one, just type it in.
Jerry, did you get the answer?
No, they heard it.
Okay.
Jerry does.
Okay. Well, let's go back. Good question.
That was a
good
great
answer.
question.
Thank you,
Great
Jay
answer.
Jackson, for that question. You can. We forget to say that if you're listening to the show and you want to chat in a question, we can take it. We're really not equipped for phone calls or call-ins, but we'll get you to your question and we'll get it answered for you.
Right, and you can go to Mixler.com and download the app, and then put us as one of your favorites.
That's right. And there's a lot of people who follow us almost religiously. But any other success stories you want to talk about, Michael?
Did you have
Gordon
one?
Have one?
Yeah, we have a customer north of town that is a logistical company, and their business initiative, which most businesses have the same initiative, how can I get more computing power and pay less for it? Right. So one of the things that we pride ourselves in CloudSpace is that we have cost containment. Right. We're still traditional IT people. If you don't want the cloud, we can come out and we can start stacking up servers. You start pumping in air conditioning. So we presented this to a company in the Woodlands. Their initiative was that the owner was about to buy a company that had I think over 100 trucks that would be dispatched throughout the United States. In order to manage that, he had to install a certain piece of software that would track them and log the miles and make sure that the deliveries were made. The problem was that he didn't have the infrastructure in his office to support the software that he had to purchase to provide his initiative. So we came in and we said we could do it either we could do traditional IT or we can do a cloud. And he was like, okay, well, what's the difference? And how do I benefit either way? Well, up front, he would have had over $100,000 expenditure out of his pocket to pay for the infrastructure on site, and then he would have to worry about people breaking in and stealing it, worry about fires, storms. Those are his concerns. How can you have full business continuity? Well, the cloud space is the perfect solution for that. So he opted out for the cost containment to be able to know what his monthly IT expenses were going to be, and he gets the business continuity, the security, the backups, the all of the benefits that we provide through CloudSpace.
So CloudSpace USA is also very customizable, if you will.
Yeah, I
From
mean,
small to large business, everything in between.
and we mix and match. In our industry, when I came up in the business, Unix was a big network operating system, and then this other company called Novell, which has produced a product called NetWare, was the big thing. So all of us went and did our studies. We took the test. We spent the money. We got our certifications, and that lasted for about 5 or 10 years, and then Microsoft came along and started doing their networking stuff and got real.
Yeah.
Well, in that transition period, we had to figure out how do we make the two talk to each other, and how do we coincide until one of them loses out. And obviously Microsoft won. So
They do that from time to time.
I said all that to say this is that we customize infrastructures to where they could be hybrid solutions, to where you could keep a portion of it at your office and a majority of it and your data in the cloud.
How often are you updating, such as that? The things change. How
Weekly.
often? Weekly.
Weekly, we have to, in order to stay up with the latest security changes, and we have to do it weekly.
Excuse me.
Also, Steve, wanted to mention to you, we do focus on small to mid-sized businesses of the 20 to 200 desktop range, which some companies may have that many employees on desktops. Of course, they got people out in the field as well.
Sure.
But that is the specialty of small to mid-sized business focus. We're not going after the big corporations or the big data companies. That's another niche. So
Right.
we stay focused on small to mid-sized businesses to serve them optimally.
I don't know if we asked this. Are there other companies who do what you do? In different types of pieces. We offer an all-in-one solution, as Gordon mentioned, with cost containment. So the 24/7 support is included. That's an integral part of the all-in-one solution, which some companies, that's the big thing, the support that can spend $1,000 in one day dealing with printer problems. And so they're companies still with a cloud-based virtual private network still needs IT support with day-to-day operations, dealing with printer issues, and adding additional software to the desktop that looks exactly like the desktop you and I and everyone else uses. A virtual desktop, you have a username and a login, which has layers of security in it, and then it looks exactly like your desktop. And one beautiful thing about the virtual desktop network is that when you close it down, you can have 20 or 30 things opened up. So when you disconnect, everything is left open. So when you go back, you are more productive, unless it's examples like Yahoo or DocuSign close down over time. But most everything else is open up, so you can go right back to it and be working and be more productive. So is 1, 2, or 3 computers too small?
No.
Generally,
No.
Can it be cost efficient for that small of an operation?
It can, but you have to factor in a lot of unknowns, right? So, what do they spend annually? What are their IT budgets? Most people in that range don't have an IT budget, because they're a company that starts off and they go down to Best Buy and pick up a computer,
Yeah.
right? And then next thing you know, they need support with that, so they buy another one. Then they're buying a Switch, and now they're talking to each other, right? So, and then it grows from there. By the time they're 3 or 4, it's really not very cost effective for them. And we found that a lot of people in that range, there's not necessarily a fit for cloud space, but they are a fit for 3CIT.
Got it. Michael, what would you say the smallest number that you guys work with? I know you said something about 20 units or hundreds of units, and any idea would be half
What's
a dozen,
our
a dozen?
ideal size customer?
Yeah.
Well, we would prefer 10 plus, right? So 10 to 200. Our main goal is to offset a business's capital expenditures, right? So if we can do that and show that you're going to be saving money by using our infrastructure rather than going out and pay for it and pay for the talent to support that, if we look at a budget and prove that we can beat the price of what that would take, then it's a win-win situation.
I got it. So really the answer to do you have competition is really not much.
Not much competition. There are companies
Who
that
can do what you do the way you do it. I mean, it's kind of
but it's piecemealed, where it's what you would call the basic infrastructure plus. And that's what gets scary for most business owners that are on a budget. I do want to mention that we are getting ready to have we're in the process of rolling it out. A professional organization, a partnership with them, with 2 desktops. The people that run the organization, so we can provide services for small businesses that need to have access to their data secured anywhere they are at and be productive.
Got it. And what would you? Where's everything going? Let me ask Gordon that. Where's the cloud headed? Bigger clouds? More companies? More users?
Rainstorms?
You know, it's a fair question, but I can honestly tell you, I don't know. Because, like, 5 years ago...
Let's wait.
5 years ago, we were doing virtualization technology, which is the greatest technology in the world, and we enhanced on the virtualization technology by moving that technology into the cloud. So to answer your question, I have no idea.
And I will add on to that. Earlier this year, there was a milestone in technology. Everyone's heard this name when I say it. It's called Moore's Law, turned 50 years old. And basically, every 2 years, advancements are doubling. And so that's just an incredible pace. So that's another beauty about cloud-based virtual networks for companies, that our company is continually upgrading it so they don't have to upgrade it, because by the time companies are buying their current system to satisfy their current needs, sometimes they have to invest a whole lot of capital on the front end to be cost effective for 12 to 24 months out. And so we're continually upgrading our enterprise secured virtual network, so it's seamless. Something can be going down and everything continues to run and be on a seamless basis.
What amazing information we're sharing today, and it's helping me understand as well, Barbara. So
That's right.
And hopefully when we grow bigger than 2 computers, one only works halfway and the other one's new, then we're probably good, because we're like a virtual business with our vendors and contractors all with their own units and sharing information. But we've got to go to break. We want to thank first
Ronald Coleman,
MovieWhip.com, who creates the videos, and Jerome Davis on the keyboard and the bass.
Engineer extraordinaire.
That's right. And we'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Small Business Day Magazine Talk Show
on the
SBT
Magazine Radio Network.
At Affordable Searches, our mission is to provide our customers with the most thorough background check possible to protect you, your employees, and also your business. We do so by contracting with companies across the country that provide us with the best information possible and in a quick turnaround time. Our turnaround times average anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. Our pricing is very competitive, and we are always here for you. We're always here to answer any questions you have. Please give us a call at 1-877-685-6691, and we'll be glad to answer each and every question that you have.
And welcome back to Small Business Day Magazine Talk Show on the SBT
Magazine
Radio Network.
And by the way, if you enjoyed the show or you only heard parts of it, we'll have the audio link up as soon as the show's over on Small Business Today, Premier Agent Magazine, and my own Facebook page. And then as soon as Ronald Coleman of MovieWhip.com creates the high-definition YouTube video, it'll be on all the various social media sites, including those Facebook pages.
We want to thank Craig Klein.
Craig Klein, salesnexus.com with a CRM.
Right. Somebody else should
Contact Relation
talk
Manager.
to and about.
Customer Relation
We
Manager.
actually use Sales Nexus.
There you go.
See
Strong
there.
testimonial. And Tony Noun, one of our sponsors.
Autoshoppers.biz, Autoshopper.
And Paul
.biz, right?
Paul Marcus.
Paul Marcus, affordablesearches.com.
And whatever commercials Ron can throw in there. We only took 3 breaks, so we ought to be able to put in at least 1 or 2 in there.
And they're great.
Don't you think, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
good.
So, and also don't forget moviewhip.com does more than just videoing.
And our huge audience, Heck Moore here, our chief advisor and
That's right.
member of the Publishers Advisory Board, May 2012 cover honoree.
A new book, Legacies of Houston, or just like Houston Legacies? What's the title?
Houston Legacies.
Houston Legacies.
And he's on the book tour. I'm surprised he even can make it in here,
Legends.
Barbara, because he's on the book tour. Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas.
That's right. Houston Legends. He's got a lot of books.
In the next book.
A lot of books.
Anyway,
Money Tree, got lots of books.
but we're back with Gordon White and Mr. Mike Contello, good friend and been very supportive of us.
Absolutely.
And again, we're promoting a lunch and learn with the founder, David Levin. I don't know, maybe you should speak for him, Gordon. What do you think? Maybe you should be the speaker. Next. So you
think he's pretty
You
good
seem
at
to know it
himself.
all. You think he knows it all? That's good.
He wouldn't let you know he does.
No.
He's a humble guy.
Well,
You better be there for support. That's all I'm saying.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I was going to mention the topic is leveraging cloud computing for small business. That will be the topic of the presentation.
And that room only holds 60 people max. So if you want to get on board and get in there, $15.
$15 for the buffet
In
lunch.
fact, it's under 15.
It's under. It's $14.95, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
For a buffet lunch at the hotels. What a deal!
Exactly. So that's next Tuesday. That's also cold nidri that night, but I'll eat a lot.
It's
for
in
lunch.
the daytime, so
Yes, true.
It's on. Have to worry.
Anyway, so we're back with the guys from Cloud Space USA. We're talking about cloud computing, which has been around for a while. It's just kind of a new term as the internet graduated to different levels. And what did you say that was? It was
They're they're calling it Web 3.0 now. Is
Web
here.
3.0.
For many years, it was Web 2.0.
See, I didn't even know there was a name change. Nobody told me. I didn't know. I mean, I must have been sleeping or something. But it just continues to work, and it's amazing how much you can do. I mean, I remember Realtor's World before there was a computer.
Well,
That was a Stone Age, though. I mean,
right. Just prior to being with Cloud Space USA, I was a slave to my laptop and desktop because I got viruses and/or spams or corruption, and I literally was controlled, sometimes waiting for something to open up for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. And I've shared that with many people, and they've concurred, shaking their head, knowing where I came from and what I mentioned. And so that can be solved these days with proper security, and security is priority 1 with Cloud Space USA.
I have a question. I mean, because a lot
the same
of
question I was going to ask.
no, it wasn't.
How do you know?
I mean, a lot of times I'm on my phone, or what about people that use their phone to go online and do their work? Do
Like
you
a
have
mobile hotspot.
Like
You just answered it. Online is cloud.
So, but I could utilize your service and connect to your companies through my business. In other words, in connecting on the cloud.
You can for your published applications. But as far as running your desktop, it is possible, but not advisable.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. We just got done with 2 days of synagogue, and the heavy days next week.
Next week's the tough.
Yom Kippur, we're probably going to do a encore broadcast, maybe even this show on Wednesday. Of course, it'll be too late to promote the luncheon because it'll have just been the day before. But
Right. One thing I'd note on mobile devices, if you open up emails that have some type of spam or corruption, that can go back to company networks and cripple them. You've got to convey to your employees and colleagues and associates, they must be extra careful with what they open up or get to some type of device that has some type of security check on it, because literally companies can be crippled with one infected email. It can bring down a company network and also their website.
Didn't Frank Abagnale when we were at the AARP event, and Frank Abagnale now talks about security, and he showed it's not the company's security that's the problem, it's the employees that do things foolishly opening private email on the company's computers.
Right.
That he dropped a thumb drive or someplace intentionally with a
No, it says do not
open or something
private
like that, private, and they put it in there,
and everybody did.
and everybody did.
Everybody was infected.
Yes, and intentionally, just to show the company how it's not the individual company security, it's more the company employees that need to be trained better.
Well, that's just one aspect of it. I mean, we've got a scenario right now. One of our customers, they have not come completely on board with cloud space, and one of the last things they're dragging their feet on is their email. Well, traditional POP email doesn't have a whole lot of security built into it, whereas cloud space, we have several measures where we cover the security on that so that by the time it gets to you, you know it's legitimate, right? We're not going to let these files come in that could potentially damage your equipment. So we have this situation where over in another country has stolen the domain name of a company here and was able to transact between two different companies that they've done that for and intercept a wire transfer that people were, and $100,000 later, they're going, wait a minute, we know that we were going to send you a wire transfer, but how did these people know that they were? Because they're watching your email. That's one of the security advantages of having cloud space.
Frank was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was amazing and somewhat scary. I did learn, and I have it on my Facebook right now, a picture of me and my daughter, because he says never put out there on social network a picture of yourself because, thieves can go out there and take your picture and put it on identification and go to town with credit cards and make fake IDs and everything else. So if you have something on social media, it's best to have 2, 3, or 4 pictures in it so you cannot be potentially compromised.
Wow. Yeah, he did a great presentation there. So what words of advice might you have for a small business owner or aspiring entrepreneur? What words of advice would you give them?
Well, now I've been in the IT business for over 27 years, and it's the same story over and over again. When somebody starts out, they've got to cut costs as much as they can. If you are a company that delivers things, your most critical thing that you have is that you need to have a vehicle to get your contents from point A to point B, right? Most businesses have to have IT to run, right? And most businesses, with their mindset, anytime it comes time to cut costs, IT is where they start cutting costs, not realizing the fact that when you cut your spending on IT, you are opening yourself up for all of the vulnerabilities, and you could lose your business. Take IT seriously.
Good words
That
of
would be my
advice.
message.
And you want to add on that, Michael?
Well, that's we are in the information age, and we all have to use technology to be able to be productive and be able to do business anywhere. Without it, you are really crippled for growth and expansion. And if you want to build a legacy with your business and build up something, and then you want to move on into another venture or enjoy life, if you've been fortunate enough to be successful where you can sell your business in perpetuity.
What you've been working with in the realtor community too. Do you have any words of advice for technology for realtors that aren't that savvy?
Not so much words of advice. There's so many great tools out there. HAR just actually did an upgrade on their website. HAR, Houston Association of Realtors, just did a revolutionary improvement on their website. So that is beneficial for the consumer and for real estate professionals.
That's good. They're way ahead of the pack. Houston Association of Realtors. Well,
Houston Association of Realtors is actually affiliated out there with other organizations and associations around the country.
I won't mention an event tomorrow night, by the way, but don't want to leave Cloud Space USA for too long. But we are sponsors of Power Couples of Real Estate tomorrow night. And if you want information on that, you can email me and I'll send it back to you, steve.levine@sbtmagazine.net. and I think they still have some space available if you want to meet the.
Houston Power Couples.
Yeah, it's almost like the Academy Awards of Houston real estate. Believe me, some of the biggest names, and I don't know who we're going to vote for because we've had like 5 cover.
I think we have to
honorees.
abstain.
Yeah, we have to abstain because we have like 5 cover honorees from our Realtor magazine.
And they're all great people.
They are. Strategy initiatives that propel cloud computing as a viable and affordable solution for small to medium-sized businesses. Now, it's really not, small is, I think Barbara and I are small, 1 or 2 computers, but you're talking about maybe a couple dozen.
Not only that, but keep in mind that Dell Computer considers a small business to be 500 employees.
That's
so
right.
it's all relative.
That's the
But
number
with
we use.
really small businesses are, approaching upwards to $1 million in revenue, to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 million, and there's some small to mid-sized businesses doing 20 million or more, depending on what type of industry they're
That's
in.
the policy.
I mean, that's what we have the cover honorees the perfect examples of so many of them. Maybe little operations with maybe 14, 15 people. And
like Justin Flanagan. He's a real
or
estate
Kenny
team.
Azude. I mean, they're just phenomenal business they can be doing in the millions or really outrageous numbers.
I got a call yesterday from the internet. A gentleman from another state had sold off his company. He was in financial services, and this number he mentioned to me really didn't faze me because companies that are in the financial world that are buying investments for clients, he said they had 25 employees, and their company did $2 billion in revenue. Well, in the financial world, $2 billion is not a giant corporation where some of the banks and they do billions and hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars. So, but a $2 billion 25 employee company is substantial.
Absolutely, it is. So, any other words of advice you guys want to share? Anything else about Cloud Space USA?
Well, I would like to interject here if I can. We have a partnership program to where we are. There's other IT companies that are out there, and they don't have the option of selling a cloud solution without going with the Amazons and the big boys that are out there. We are relatively very inexpensive comparatively speaking, right? So we offer to our competitors our solution as well. They could turn around and sell it and maintain the network as if it was on site. So they make a residual income off of that as well.
No kidding.
Called a channel partner.
And how do they find out about that?
They can look us up on the internet, Cloud Space USA, or contact us at our office, 281-547-0959.
CloudSpaceUSA.com, and your number again, Michael?
281-547-0959.
And if they have tech questions, do they call Gordon at home? Or?
No, they call me, and I will have Gordon call them back
Good
because
man.
I am not the technical expert.
But you are the service expert.
I am the service expert, support internal, and to the customers as well.
Well, you're a terrific servicing guy, both of business and friends, and you've got a lot of admirers, and we appreciate you being on the show today and sharing your...
Plug your wife's new business real quick.
Well, my wife Kelly has an office called the Mystic Path. It's right off of North Shepherd by Sears. She has workshops there, spiritual. She does Reiki, has a lot of other people in business, primarily females, but there are some males that come out that have various types of workshops and promoting things that are spiritual and of that nature.
Perfect.
It's in a very lovely office.
Yeah, it is very lovely. So, and what's next for Cloud Space USA? We got Lunch and Learn. Do you do other presentations for other groups?
We're going to be doing some other types of lunch and learns tied to some of our best vendor practices that we're affiliated with, tie in like co-op type of promotions. Yeah.
Does Hank Moore show up at all of them, or? Are we
no,
just lucky this way. Yeah.
Very lucky and
very blessed. Yeah.
Very surprised and.
Exactly. We've had a great show today. Great information, which makes for a great show. Great guests, great info that we share with you, the aspiring entrepreneur and small business owner. And we'll be back on Friday with
I don't know. You asked me. You were the head of
Charity
Charity
Smith.
That's right. Okay, I didn't know that.
About an upcoming realtor event you need to know about. And so we'll be back on Friday. And you've been listening to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show
on the
SBT Magazine Radio Network.